Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of To a Woman's Heart, where we uplift, motivate, encourage, and empower women. Well, tonight it's straight from the heart, and the topic is: Are you healed? All right, and so as you know, um, we always start out with a definition. And so the meaning that we're doing is heal, right? So here we go, ladies. Here we go. So past tense, it says heal. Past participle heal of a person or treatment cause a wound, injury, or person to become sound or healthy again. Example, his concern is to heal sick people. Similar, make better, make well, cure, become sound or healthy again. He would have to wait until his knee had healed. Alleviate a person's distress or anguish. Time can heal the pain of grief. All right. And so as we go down, it says, what does fully healed mean? And it says to make healthy, whole, or sound, restore to health, from ailment to bring to an end or conclusion as conflicts between people or groups, usually with strong implications of restoring former amity, settle, reconcile. They tried to heal the rift between them, but were unsuccessful. The transitive verb, to make free from injury or disease, to make sound or whole, heal a wound, to make well again, to restore health, heal the sick, to cause an undesirable condition to become to be overcome. Many of the troubles had not been forgot, but they had been healed. All right. So, when you're talking about being, are you healed? First of all, you have to acknowledge that you are not healed in order to be healed. And a lot of us walk around, our action shows that we're not healed. Our tone shows that we're not healed. Our disconnect shows that we're not healed. Um, our body being present, but us being present shows that we are not healed. And there's a lot of different variables that put us in a position of not being healed. Friendships that have been long running friendships, something comes along and it damages that friendship, and you can't restore it. So that means that friendship is not healed. You haven't forgiven, you haven't forgotten what transpired, and you felt like they've done you wrong in some shape, form, or fashion. And so you haven't healed from that. If you work a job and somebody on your job does something to you that causes you hurt or harm, that means if you're still carrying it, that you're not healed. In a relationship, whether it's married or whether you're dating, if somebody does something to you, your partner does something to you that's detrimental to who you are, and it's still affecting you mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally, that means you are not healed. And when you know that you're not healed is when you go through the washing machine cycles of life. That's what I call it. And what I mean by the washing machine cycle of life, I mean, on the machine where you have deep stains in your clothes and you want to make sure you get them out, you put your clothes in it and you put the washing machine on. That means you want the washing machine to get deep down in the crevices of the material to get the stains out. And after it goes through soap, then it kind of rinses it out. So, and then after it rinses, then it starts the washing machine cycle. Now, it depends on the quality of clothes that you're putting in the washing machine will determine how long the wash will be. Now, if it's permanent press, some delicate things, the cycle is going to be a short cycle. But if it's regular clothes that need a good clean, that's been in the grind and outside in the elements, you're going to have a regular wash cycle. And so that means it will take a little longer to get all the dirt and the grit and the grime out of it. Same thing with things that happen in our life. It's the washing machine cycle of life. People do things to us. It leaves wound. It causes hurt. It causes harm. It causes disconnect. It causes disappointment. Those are the dirt, the grit, and the grime that we put in the washing machine that we try to rinse out. But all the time we're not successful, because if the washing machine is an old washing machine and the motor has been used so much, it kind of get worn out. So it's a slow wash. The motor don't turn like it should. So when you take on all these hurts and all these things that people have done to you, it wears out your motor and it slows you down. Your brain don't think like it should. You don't respond like you should. You don't feel like getting up doing things that you normally would have no problem with getting up doing. So that means your motor kind of have slowed down a little bit. Now, if you overload the washing machine, that means the tub is not going to spin because you put too much stuff in there. Just like with us, we take on so much stuff. We take on work things. We take on our friends things. We take on family elements. We take on our relationship things. And we pack it all like we pack clothes into a washing machine. And the machine can only hold so much in it. It's unable to spin. Just like us, when we take on too much baggage in our life, we are unable to spin. Do that make sense to you? We can't get the dirt and the grime out of our life because we packed on too much stuff. We don't know how to let things go. We don't know how to cut the umbilical cord and free ourselves. You know, when babies come out, in order for them to succeed and to grow and develop, even though they rested in a safe haven for 9 months, when they come out of that safe haven, if the doctor don't cut the umbilical cord, they can't have a great life until that cord is cut. So with us, when we take on baggage of all the things that people have done to us, the hurt, the harm, and it's not just, physical things, because some things are physical abuse, but I say this again and I'll say this again. Verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. And how they get you is they program your mind to make it think it's you. Everything that go wrong in the relationship is all about you. And if you don't realize what they're doing, you would take on what they're saying to you and take ownership of what they're saying without not realizing that they're programming you, because pretty much that's what they do. Even women that's been in abusive relationships, it didn't start out physical. It started with a verbal thing, and I'm gonna give you an example. The verbal thing is you're not cute, or you're too old, your titties too sagging, you don't have a big butt, your nose is too big, you too dark, you too light skinned, you don't know how to cook. Nobody no more a woman know how to cook. You don't know how to do this. So that's the form that they start in order for them to program your mind to make you think that you are not worthy of anything. And so this is how the abuse starts. And this is how they pull you in. And this is how you also end up in an emotional roller coaster ride without you even realize that you bought the ticket to get on the ride. You understand what I'm saying? So we go back to the washing machine cycle. So now you got all these things in your life that somebody has done to you, whether it's a family member, whether they lied on you and said you tried to seduce their boyfriend, or you made a pass at their boyfriend, and knowing that you're not that type of person, but the man has made the person he's talking to convinced that you have done these things, right? And then it causes a rift between the relationship, because now they're thinking that you are this type of person. Now, let me put a pin here. There are some women out here that do things like that. So we're not going to say that it don't happen, because it do. But when people know who you are as a person, they should know whether you are that person who would do that or not. Bottom line, that's it, and that's all. Or say you work in a job, right? And so you're working with a boss or a manager or a supervisor, whoever it may be, and the manager has the position, so they should be training you, but you're doing all the manager's work, right? And so they've given you something and you wasn't fully aware or understood the dynamics of what they have given you because you've been doing their work all the time. And actually that person is setting you up for failure. And so they place you in what my mama used to call is a trick bag, right? And so you do the work and it don't come out right. And the manager is not sure of the work. So they pass the buck to you to set you up for the okie doke. And when the hammer hits down and the problem arises, then the manager supervisor, they put the blame on you. Now, everybody looking at you in the office all strange and all funny. You're knowing the truth, but nobody believing what you're saying is to be true. And so now you're hurt. See, this is how you become wounded in certain situations. And then you decide, okay, I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm going to leave this job and I'm going to go somewhere else. And so you leave the job, and then later on down the line, because the manager no longer have you to fall on, now the manager has to stand on their own 2 feet. And now the company or those in leadership finds out it wasn't you, it was the manager. Now they're calling you to tell you, could you please come back? But you're so wounded, you're so hurt by what has been done to you, you don't want to go back. So now this is where not trusting people come into play, because once you are wounded, once you are broken, once you have been disappointed, and once somebody has let you down, your trust is broken. And once your trust is broken, it's hard to get that trust back. So you have to go through the battle of refixing some things. So now we're going back to the washing machine. So we know that the tub is heavy, the load is heavy. You're taking all this stuff in. So now you open up the washing machine, you take some clothes out. They're still wet, they're still full of water, they're heavy, and they're still dirty. But the machine has been relieved of some of the load that you was placing on the machine. So now the motor can adequately spin around, right? And so now the wash is complete. Now the rinse cycle comes. And what I call the rinse cycle of life is anger, is hate, is I want to hurt somebody as just as much as they hurt me, is revenge. That's the rinse cycle of a danger zone. Because when you in that rinse cycle, baby, when you get through that rinse cycle, you about to spin out. And when you spin out from all that stuff that's stirring up in your head, you start replaying things in that rinse cycle. You start, this person did that. He did that to me. And why would he do this to me? I was the best thing he ever had. And I can't believe they did that. And all this stuff that start pouring into you. And you got all these emotions. They like an octopus with a bunch of legs. They going here, they going there, they going everywhere. And you don't know how to control it. So now you spin it out. So now the spin out is you spin it out of control. Your emotions is everywhere. You don't know how to pull nothing back because you've been damaged, you've been wounded, you've been hurt so bad that everything that you have dealt with, and it depends on the duration of time that you have dealt with this. It could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a year, it could be multiple years. But however long it is, that's all the things that you have absorbed, like a water go into a sponge. And when the water go into a sponge, only so much water is going to stay in the sponge before that water starts spilling out. You follow what I'm saying? And you don't even have to squeeze it. All you have to do is pick that sponge up and the water will start spilling over. The same thing with all the struggles, the battles, the ups, the ins, and the outs of life that we take on puts us in the place of a washing machine cycle that we spins out. And some of us never recover from the spin out. They never recover. They don't know how to get themselves back. They don't know when they should cut off what they need to cut off. And the ultimate thing is about healing yourself. This is the ultimate goal, is to heal yourself. Because when you hold on to what somebody else has done to you, it weighs you down. It makes you look old. It causes you to have migraines. It causes you to be sick. It causes your immune system to be weak. And it also breaks the trust. And we so quick to want to hold on to the very thing, and we've heard this over and over, that God is trying to tear out of our hands because we think it's good for us and it's not. See, the outside of a watermelon can be really the green. It can be green. You can tap on it. It feel like it's solid. But if you cut it open, it might not be no good on the inside. See, we always looking at everything from what we see in the window. People can dress up the window. I can put a good piece of hair. I can make up my face and put on some cute earrings, a nice outfit, some cute heels. I can look cute on the outside, but I'm a demolition derby on the inside. Totally up under construction. My foundation is wrecked. It's cracked, it's crumbled, everything else. And when you are broken and when you need to be healed, you have to work on yourself from the foundation up. And you have to strip away everything you to get to the better part of who you are. And nobody can do that for you but you. This is a self journey. Nobody can walk this journey but yourself. And sometimes it means you have to unlock that chest and get down and dig into some things that you suppress and you don't want to face. Because we as women have to realize when we end up with the people that we end up with, it ain't always their fault. I'm going to say that. And somebody might say, well, why do you say that? Because of our past. Some things we've allowed others to do. And some people we think we can fix. And we can't fix people that don't want to be fixed. People have to want to fix themselves. We think we have all the answers of making a great relationship. The key is to make yourself whole. That's the key. The key is to know what you want, the do's and the don'ts of what you will and will not accept, because it's all about your happiness. It's all about the wholeness of your heart. It's all about the healthiness of your mental state of being. And when you let somebody come in and disturb all those things, they wreck your world. And it takes some people forever to get back. And some people don't get back. They commit suicide because they can't face those demons. It's hard to look at that woman in the mirror and say, I allowed this to be. And sometimes we allow it to be. We are born with instincts. And sometimes our instincts say, okay, enough is enough. You need to cut this umbilical cord and let that one go. But we're like, no, because we are at a certain age. We don't want to be lonely. We don't want our friends to say nothing about our broken relationship, or they know about the person or what type of person they are. They know their history because they know other people that know that person. And we just don't want to be by ourselves. But peace of mind, your healthiness of your mental state, your emotional state, you can't pay for. That's something that you can never put a price tag on whatsoever. And let me tell you this, like I always say, when I talk, I can talk about me. I don't have to talk about nobody else. I can talk about me. And I'm not saying that, I've been perfect. We all been on the dumb train. Let's be honest. We've all been on the dumb train. And you know what puts us on the dumb train? That third leg. If that third leg is juicy and good, it places us on the dumb train. Let me tell you. If he got good conversation, it places us on the dumb train. But then at some point in time, every train has a station where you can get on and you can get off. Now, you can make the choice whether you want to stay on the dumb train or whether you want to get off the dumb train. And after so long of somebody doing some things to you, you have to make up in your mind that enough is enough. And then you have to think about your well-being, the healthiness of who you are, and know that that person wasn't meant for you. So, look, my son's father, we had a relationship on and off for years. And at first, I was cool with him. I was real cool with him. But you know what I told him? When I get to a point that enough is enough, I'm going to tell you, I'm done. But here's the mind game. You want to tell me that you don't like to drive a certain amount of ways, but you'll drive 300 miles to go buy a car. I got a problem with that. Or you make up all kinds of excuses. I'm working, and then when they with you and they place their phone, like the face of your phone, and you turn it down on the table or on the floor on the couch. That means somebody else is in the picture. Now ain't no sense us being women and think that ain't nothing going on, because our instincts is telling us all day long. Beep, 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 beep. Somebody's in the picture. Somebody's in the picture, but we choose to ignore it because some of us have to see it in order to believe it. And even if our friends tell us, we get mad at our friends for telling us this, and we still don't believe it. But let me tell you, I am a very alert individual. Pay attention to everything. Not a jealous person. I'm very secure in who I am. But let me tell you what I'm not doing. I'm not settling just to say I got a man. He was fine. Understand me when I say fine. Understand me when I say he is not that fine that I have to allow him to disturb my whole life. And I have to play along with them dumb games that he played. You know what I'm saying? And so when I would say things, he would get an attitude and just go left. Now, you only going to go left with me so far, because I'm the right one, baby. I ain't going to show you state, but I'm about to show you something. So when you talk to me a certain way, my mom and dad don't talk to me a certain way. So you're not going to do that to me. So when you feel like you want to go that level, I'm going right with you. But when I go, you ain't going to like how I'm going to go, because I'm going to places unknown. And then you really going to be mad. Then when I get through saying what I got to say, you ain't going to have no rebuttal, because I'm letting you hit the dial tone. I'm done. I'm over it. So I told him, we only going to go so far with this, and I'm going to be done. His response was, because we had a son together, which my son is deceased, that was his leverage. Well, you my son's mother. Okay, but my son is deceased. You can't use that excuse. See, men know what they want to do and what they want to and who they want to do it with. They ain't got to figure. It don't take them a long time to figure it out. It don't. It don't take them a long time to figure out what they want to do with this woman. It don't. Because they know, like I told him, you talk to a man about a car, he can tell you the make, the model, the engine number, what kind of tires, what he want on the dashboard, what color seats he want, what color rims he want. They know all that stuff. Same, we are just like that. So use us as a vehicle. If you can make that decision with a car, the same thing you can do with us as women. And they clean it, they change the oil, they rotate the tire. Our tires need to be rotated too. Our oil needs to be changed too. So, ladies, don't sit and fall for the okie doke. A lot of these men are messed up because some of us have messed them up. And then the other portion, the mamas have messed them up. And if we allow what they do, they'll keep on doing it until they get to the right one. They can't do it too. And when they get to that individual, 9 times out of 10, that's the individual they gonna marry. But don't think they ain't gonna still trying to run game. Understand me? Because someone will try to run game. Now, that's the difference between a boy and a man. Because a man is gonna handle his business. These boys, you have to ask questions about. And I'm talking about boys can be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and even 70. That's all I'm saying. So, ladies, know this. In life, if you go through something in a relationship, you have the power. Don't give it up to nobody. By no means necessary. Understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's not going to be compromise in relationship, but relationship is not a relationship if you put all your eggs in the basket and they taking the eggs out the basket. That's not a relationship. That ain't even a partnership. It's not. So when you talk about relationship, you talk about a one-way street where all the traffic is going one way. That means you all on the same path. But when you got a street and you got that yellow line in the middle and you going that way and they going that way, that ain't no relationship. Y'all not on the same path. Y'all not reaching for the same goal. He got his own ulterior motives, and sometimes men get with women so they can use them for what they have. If they have money, whatever it may be, by any means necessary. And then I'm going to say this. Be careful, ladies, of who you share your stuff with. Understand me when I say, when you find a woman that's always inquiring about your relationship, what you're doing, how you doing it, y'all going out, where y'all going out, I ain't got no man, but can I tag along? You need to stop and think about that. First of all, I don't want to be no third wheel to nobody. And I don't want to know about your relationship. I want a relationship of my own. So why do I need to know about what's going on in your relationship? So sometimes, ladies, we have to be cautious in who we talking to. Understand when I say everybody is not trustworthy. Let's be realistic. Everybody don't have your best interest at heart. You need to understand that too. So get to know there are women that you actually can share your utmost deep, dark secrets with, and they will keep them. But you need to know who those individuals are. And to find out those type of individuals, just tell them something that ain't even true and see how far it gets before it gets back. That's your test. Now, if you tell them something that's not true and they get back, she ain't the one you need to be talking to. You need to run from her. You know that movie Forrest Gump, and they say run, Forrest, run. Well, you need to run quick, fast, and in a hurry. That's not the individual. And a lot of times, women want to know your business because they're jealous of what you have, and we don't see that. See, if I see that your thing is a good thing, I want that good thing. See, because I can't get it. So I'm gonna see if I got the skill set to snatch what you have. You understand what I'm saying? And there are women out here that does that. But what they don't realize is you reap what you sow. So the same way you get the man underhanded, believe me, somebody that come along and do it to you. And then you are going to be double, triple, quadruple mad that it's done to you. But you're not going to even reflect back that you did it to somebody else. So ladies, if you're that person and somebody has done that to you, don't get mad. Step back. I say put it at the feet of Jesus and keep it moving. Work on healing yourself. Work on getting yourself back together. And the best thing you can do to them is to show them better that you're doing just fine. So much better than go and say bye-bye. Say thank you. I've learned the lesson. You taught me well. And I thank you for that. And then live your best life, honey, right before their very eyes. Because there's somebody somewhere around who thinking, they saying, well, I broke her down. Why did I get married? Remember, and why did I get married? The episode where was it Marcus? No, one Marcus. It was can't think of his name. Him and Jill Scott, and she was being, and he said, how many men that broke their wife down? That they just sit there, just eat themselves to death. But instead of what he didn't realize, that was the last straw for her. And when he seen her again, she had lost all that weight. She had a whole new life better than the one that she had with him. Now he left with the mud on his face. He ended up with a 20 and he walked away from the 80. See, we got to know we the good thing. We have to know we are the good thing. And you have to know when they walk away from the good thing, you are the 80 and they going on there to the 20. 20 ain't a lot of percentage. Understand what I say. And when you get to that other side of the fence, the grass ain't as green as you think it is over there. It's coming with some headache. It's coming with some tsunamis. It's coming with some hurricanes. It's coming with some hail and some strong winds. Understand what I say. And when they see you again, baby, you need to shine like a diamond. And guess what? They'll realize that they had it better with you than they did with the one that they have now. And that song say, love the one you with. You need to learn how to love the one you with. But if you decide to trade in, that's on you. Trade in. But don't get mad when you see her again. That's all I'm saying. And she's shining like new money. See, that's your loss. Because if you love it, take care of it. That's all I'm saying. So, ladies, if you don't think you a gem, nobody else will. If you don't think you a queen, nobody else will. If you don't think you worthy, nobody else will. That's all I'm saying. So, I hope this has been very helpful. I hope this has been enlightening. And I hope it caused you to think about some things. Because you know what? We have to realize we are strong women. We've been equipped with that. Uh, and we have that bounce back factor. We do. We have a bounce back factor, but we have to realize that we have a bounce back factor. So I say to you, go through your washing machine cycle, your spin out of life, your anger, whatever it may be. And once you get to that spin out, that machine stop, the dirt goes all down the drain to the sewer. Let it stay there. Don't pick it back up. Move on. It was done. It's over with. Pick the pieces back up and keep it moving. Like I said on the website about the puzzle. When you're in a relationship, friendship, family, whatever it may be, every relationship you go through, you can buy a puzzle fresh and open the box. When you open the box, the puzzle is pretty. When you put it together, it's a pretty complete puzzle. But as you go through relationships, as you go through situationships, people take a piece of you. And those are the pieces of your puzzle. They take a piece and it disappears over here and over there. And before you know it, when you go to put that puzzle back together, you're missing quite a few pieces. And you don't know where they fell off at. Those are the pieces of your life, the hurt. Everything that happened to you, those are the pieces of puzzle that become missing. I'm saying to you, ladies, in order to heal, find out what are the missing pieces to your puzzle and put that puzzle back together again so you can become a beautiful picture. A beautiful picture. So you show people better. You don't have to explain nothing to anybody. What happened in your situations, whatever it was, you don't owe nobody anything. You don't have to explain nothing to nobody. That's for you to work on. This is about self-healing. This is about making yourself whole. This is all that's about. Nobody can help you heal you but you. That's it. That's all. You can talk it through with a psychiatrist. You can talk it through with a life coach. But the ultimate person that's responsible for your progress and getting to where you need to be is that woman that you look in the mirror every day. And that's the person you need to be concerned about. You need to be concerned about. And don't beat yourself down because you chose the wrong person. You made the wrong decision. Because we've all done that. The thing is, if we don't learn from the mistakes and we keep being repeat offenders. So if you go through life and you make a mistake, then learn from those mistakes. Don't continue to be a repeat offender. Because if you continue to be a repeat offender, you can't blame nobody but yourself. That's all I'm saying. And we have to learn, we need to learn how to face our demons as bad as we don't want to put us in a better space emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. We need to heal some things. We need to release the weight. Stop being like Erykah Badu says, walk around being a bag lady. Let them bags go. Release them. You don't have to keep dragging those baggage along. If it happened, it happened. Move on. Life goes on, and it's too short for us to continue to hold on to unnecessary weight. All right? So, ladies, this is your challenge. This is your mission. This is your purpose. Your goal from this day forward is working on healing yourself. And however that looks, that's how it should be. You got to forgive some people, forgive them and let it go. It's done. It's over with. Strike it through. Cross it out. That person is not important anymore. The damage is done. You can't change it. It's done. So let's move forward. You can't get forward if you continue walking backwards. Try it. Try walking through your house and see if you can get to your front door by walking backwards. You'll never get nowhere. You'll never get nowhere in life looking through the rearview mirror. So the windshield is your open floor plan. So let's walk with a broader view, a different state of mind, and progression. We have a purpose. And we also have to know that God allows some things to teach us some things. All right? Things that we thought we knew about ourselves that we really didn't know. All right? So, as I say, I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media outlets. It's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to toawomansheart.org. That's the social media outlet for women. You can brand, you can network, you can do all that good stuff. Purchase your t-shirts on the website and the hair mask. I want you to get a hold to that too. All right. I hope you all have enjoyed. It was very enlightening to me tonight. So as I say, I talk to you, I talk to myself too. All right. So until we talk again, y'all have a good one. We got mama is they gonna